Welcome, world. This is the NRNRC Black Table Talk podcast, and today is Thursday, February 22nd. We high noon, y'all, and we got a few guests in here, a couple guests in here, man, and it's doing some things around the DMV area that needs to be known if y'all already don't know them. You know, if you look at Instagram and other type of social media platforms, they there. Not only there, but if you gonna meet them in person, they there. But I ain't gonna talk too much about them. I'm gonna allow them to introduce themselves. You know, my name is Travis Register, your host, and to my right, who do I have?
You have Romeo Taylor, a.k.a. Ray Don't Play Out of the Quarter Ticket Club.
To my left, who I am?
Nathan Sharpe, a.k.a. Big Snow out the Quarter Ticket Club.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I sound like we about to bust a few bars up in this show.
For sure.
I got a few rappers in that house, man. You know, real rappers getting real money. But we gonna dive right off into this. And I'm gonna just start by asking y'all returning citizens.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
You know, let me hear all about it. What y'all did and how long you do?
A couple. We not returning citizens. We recidivism returning citizens. What I mean by recidivism returning citizens, we fall under the category of the brothers that came home, went back, came home, going through that revolving door, and now we just try and stop other young brothers from even going through the door. Period, but definitely not going through that revolving door.
I like that.
For sure.
I like that. Romeo, what you got for me?
Multiple bits. Educating the brothers on the damage that the prison bit can do, and the glory of if God give you the chance to make it out, and how me and Nathan Sharpe took our time within the walls and built ourselves up to the people you see and the men you see today.
So how much time y'all do? On the last bit.
So altogether, I did 10 years. My last bit was I think I did like 4 years, 9 months straight on my last bit. What you did, Ron?
14 on my last bit. I did 5.5.
And if I'm not mistaken, y'all was in the same unit, same institution at one point in time?
Twice.
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 Well, y'all was cellies too?
No, never cellies on the same tier though.
Yeah, we was on the same tier twice. We was on the same tier twice. 2 different jails and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. So here we are now.
He tell me he bumping into me on the street, and I'm like, nah, Slim. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing. We'll tell him, wrong. Tell him.
So I go see him. He at the Jew house. He at the Jew house. He on U-Haul. He working. So you know me, I'm back in the streets. I'm up to no good. I'm coming up there to see my man every morning after I drop the kids and the lady off to work. He like, man, you need to chill, man. You need to chill. Phone going off. He like, man, chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Chill. I ain't chill. Next thing I know, he telling me he chilling. We down Mob Pro in the bullpen. He talking about, I've been calling your phone. I said, I've been up here for a year fighting the job. What you doing here?
Oh man. That is wild. That is wild. So during that time, something had to click.
Absolutely.
It's like, man, I gotta do something different, man, because this crime, they say crime pay, but it ain't paying.
Absolutely. So, like, my buddy Reds, Raphael Evans, so that been my running mate since I was 5 years old. That was my man. That's my man, 50 grand. And he 3 bits in. He just came home from his. But so my last time coming home in 2016, I was home maybe like 4 or 5 months, and I see him. He getting straight to it. He ain't even playing. He getting straight to it. And I went home one night, and I was saying to I literally asked myself this: is this all that I'm good at? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying that it ain't nothing for me to step back. It ain't nothing for me to step back in. It was nothing. So while I'm battling with that, and I had my first daughter before I went in, I was battling the demons of going back to the street. And but I was going home every night, niggas laughing at me. I'm going in early, stuff like that. But whole time he under investigation. You dig what I'm saying? So for real, what really clicked for me, was when they grabbed him. When they grabbed him on the bit that he just did, when they grabbed him, I was only home for 4 or 5 months before they grabbed him. And I went to pick my daughter up. I picked my daughter up, and she was she was young. She was like 4. She was in the car seat, and I remember looking in the rear view at her in the car seat, and I looked over her shoulder, and I seen the people following me. I had a conversation with God. You know, in the Fed, they'll make something up. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with God. God, let me slide through this. You ain't got to worry about it no more. You know what I'm saying? When I make a promise to God and I make a sacrifice, He bless me on a, He blessed me on the back end. As long as I hold my end up, God hold His end up. It's been like that forever with me. So I already know what's up. So that's exactly what I did. I went cold turkey. I stopped. I grabbed a dump truck. I ain't even had no CDL. I grabbed a dump truck, then got a CDL. I didn't even know how to drive a stick. Dump truck, CDL, out on the job. I made $465 my first day, and that's messing up. That's messing up, man. They docked my ticket. I was working with strip mall. They docked my ticket. They done docked me like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? But that $465 was the first piece of legit money that I had made, and that let me know that I could do it. But to answer your question, what really clicked for me was them grabbing Ralph up. When they grabbed Ralph up, that was over. What about you?
Yeah, about you.
So I went in on my third bid, and I went in for a petty charge, and my best friend, I knew I was going in. He took me down to see my probation officer, and you know he doing this thing. He count money. We going down there, so we go down there. They lock me up. I see about 2 dudes that I was already locked up with. They like, man, I wasn't home nothing but 9 months. So then they locked me up. I'm thinking I'm going to come straight home because the charge ain't really serious, but I'm on parole and 2 probations. So I go in. They give me 9 years. They give me 9 years. All right, go 9 years. I'm thinking non-violent. All right, I'm going to be able to get out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this little 18 months. I'm going to go see parole. God ain't see it that way. So I stayed in. My friend talking. He like, man, we gonna get you appeals. You know, the charge ain't really that serious. So in that time, my youngest child mother telling me the things that my friend going through. So he probably losing his mind. He paranoid dudes on his line. And then one visit, her and her mother just came to see me, and they was crying. And I'm like, what you crying for? What's wrong? So she was like, yeah, he got killed. And I remember going back to my cell. It ain't really resonate with me because this was my man. Every time I came home, I messed up. He paid for my first lawyer. I messed some money up. He was always there. He was on a box, and he rode 2 hours down ECI to see me on a visit. He was my only friend that I could ever say that no matter what I went through, he told me my rights from my wrong. He was always there. And when I lost him, and I went back to the cell, I cried, and it was a young dude in the cell, and he was just like dead, and I was like, you know, I'm filled with anger. So as I was filled with anger, I went up for, then, you know, I'm still bitten, I go to parole. So I go to parole, and they give me the 90-day hit. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to come home, all right, you know what I'm saying? They come back and say, nah, you got to do it. Meaning do it is, nah, the rest of the time you got left, you got to do it. I had 2.5 years left. Right. Crush me. But at that time, I understood that my child's mother, she said on that visit, she said, I'm glad that you in here because if you wasn't, you would have been with him that night. And she said, I know it don't make sense that while you in here, but God put you in here to keep you away from that. And I remember that when that happened. And then I just started studying my CDL for 3 years. I just was just studying. Her mother was encouraging me. So I just always just say, man, look, I'm going to hop out the dump with the skinnies with 2 phones on. This how I'm going, man. Like, I'm going to just dump. And I'm talking to Snow. So Snow telling me, look, man, the money good. We getting paid this much an hour. Slim, look, get that dump. Slim, just get that money. Just get the CDL. Slim, everything else going to fall into place. And then I came home and was working a job, and I just told myself if I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna get a CDL. And I end up, like I said, I was driving out Laurel, going to school, working 80, 90 hours a week. So I'm talking about working 16 hours, mud, laurel, study, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. And once I got it, it saved my life. It saved the people around me. It saved my kids. It made them look at me different because they seen the determination I put in to get a CDL license. Now I wasn't rich until I met Snow, and then we here.
For sure.
So you like the Jeezy of dump trucks. You the snowman. Can't stop the snowman. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Ain't no question. I'm the Jeezy of the dump truck game.
Okay. We like that. But I mean, y'all doing this, and by the reels I've been seeing on Instagram, y'all not just consuming this upon yourselves. You're not just eating and not letting nobody else eat. So I know y'all instructors for CDLs as well.
Correct.
So the name of the trucker business is One Ticket Club, right?
Quarter ticket club.
Quarter. My bad. World. I messed up. I did my homework, but I missed that. That question. Quarter Ticket Club.
For sure.
So through the Quarter Ticket Club, y'all instructors of CDL.
Right.
So how that whole process work?
So we do CDL training. So the Quarter Ticket Club got a lot of legs to it. So on one hand, you got the CDL training company, where we instructors too. We help people get their CDLs, and on the other hand, we help people get into the dump truck business. And inside of once you become a member inside of the Quarter Ticket Club, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there: real estate, e-commerce, infinite banking, all type of stuff. It's really a learning hub inside of there. But we get people in off of the dump truck. Off the dump truck and CDL training, because that's what we specialize in. But once you get in there, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. So we do CDL training. We do dump truck training. We do dump truck ride-alongs, and we help people start their trucking business from A to Z. You can know nothing about trucking at all, and I'm going to hand walk you from A all the way to Z. We're going to set your business up, LLC, EIN, DOT number, everything. We're going to teach you everything you need to know. Then once you got that money rolling in, we're going to advise you on avenues you should put it in. Whether it be real estate, whether it be stocks, whether it be, whatever you want, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We got government contracts, all type of stuff.
Oh, I mean, y'all like no Master P, no limit. You know what I mean? Y'all got a whole lot going on. I mean, and I seen on the reels, it's like y'all saying, man, we ain't leaving no good men behind.
Yeah,
y'all making sure, because y'all returning citizens. We just say you returning.
Recidivism citizens. Yeah, we recidivism. We returning recidivism because real quick, on my first bit, I was in a class, and the dude said, I was in one of the little classes. You know how when you got the class and stuff. I was in the class, and the dude that was running the class, he said, I hate to tell y'all this, but 85% of y'all coming back. And I remember telling myself, he tripping. I won't be back. I'm part of the 15%.
Does everybody say they not when he say it? Because I said it too.
Yeah, he literally said that. I went back 3 times after that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we are shooting for, to lower the recidivism rate. And not only that, just uplift our people and teach people. If I knew the stuff I knew now before I ever even went to prison, I never would have went to prison. It's literally that simple. You know what I'm saying? So it's better options to get money other than breaking the law.
Right.
Most definitely.
And before we started airing, whatever, I was talking to Rome. It was like, man, the CDL thing, it's done took off. But it's always been around, because you think back, there's always been 18-wheeler truck drivers. Y'all doing dump truck, but there's always been dump trucks too.
Always.
And Rome was like, yeah, you got to remember, our grandparents and everybody was doing this.
Right.
But it was like a craft that was forgotten for a minute.
Absolutely.
And now here it is again. Now all we hear is like, before I came home last 5 years, everybody's talking about CDL, get your CDL license. I'm like, I'm messing up a penitentiary type junk, man. Once you get out there, you really can't use it because they're discriminating against us. But that's not so.
Right, absolutely. And I always hear people talk about closing the wealth gap, right? And so to close the wealth gap, you would hold up. Might want to get this wrong. Might want to get me. So they say that the black household by 2050 is going to be, the net worth of the black household by 2050 is going to be zero. And they talk about closing the wealth gap. If one person in every black household had a CDL, that'll close the wealth gap. Meaning, if the average income for a CDL truck driver is 50 to 100,000, if one person in every black household had a CDL, that alone will close the wealth gap.
One more time. Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
They say that the black family net worth in 2050 will be zero. If one person in every black household had a CDL, that will close the wealth gap, because the average income of a CDL holder is 50 to 100,000. So if one person in every black household had a CDL, that alone will close the wealth gap.
Hey, the communities of the DMV, and once y'all hear this, man, I hope we activate. You know, I hope we get down to what we're supposed to do, because I mean, we talk about we don't have any money, and especially with returning citizens, man, we can't get no jobs. CDL is the ticket to wealth.
Absolutely.
It's financial freedom. You know, I hear that word a lot, the financial freedom. How we get financial freedom. I mean, and CDL is a way, and y'all saying that once we enroll with y'all within 30 days, you got your CDL license.
You got the CDL license.
Most definitely. And not to forget this, man. I want to give my man his flowers while he here, man. While it's being recorded, so they can already know it ain't no cap, man. My man is from Prince George's County, man, convicted felon, and he has created a system, virtual CDL training, so where you can train from the comfort of your home. So if you don't feel like let's say you're on house arrest and you can't come to class, and the PO saying, nah, they not gonna let you, man. We got virtual CDL classes with me, Nathan Sharpe, and Byron BET, the trainer, are on there, and we're doing the same thing that we do every Saturday from 9 to 12. We'll be doing that on a VR headset.
On a VR headset, the first in the whole world.
Never been done.
Never been done. Nobody got it but us.
Black men still breaking ground.
And we trademarked up, so don't try to steal it.
Yeah. The black Elon Musk.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, look, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all putting in the work. And like I said, y'all not the only ones eating. Y'all making sure y'all inviting other people to the table so they can eat.
Absolutely.
And they know how to prepare their own meal.
And we uplifting. Man. We looking for brothers with many gifts, so we can pour into them gifts, man. So we can so we become a conglomerate of men who's gonna go out and try to save a nation. We not just trying to save our neighborhood. We not just trying to save the DMV. We trying to save a nation. So, and that's what
men and women,
men and women. Because without them, we wouldn't be here. So we trying to save so the black families and any other race or any other people can stay together, and we can live happy lives, healthy lives, and we can make a better community and world.
Hey, Black Table Talk family, y'all got 21 years to get y'all families out of poverty. He said by 2050. Yeah, let's get to it. Well, no, matter of fact, that's like 26 years, isn't it? Yeah. Let me get my math together. You know, that's 26 years to get our families in order, man, and build that family wealth, so our children have something.
Absolutely.
I got one more question, and now y'all busy. You know, y'all got dump trucks waiting out front. You know, I looked out the window, I seen them out there. So you know,
hope DOT ain't out there. Hope DOT out there. We don't.
Definitely out there.
They commercial trucks. You know, y'all got to pass. Y'all got to pass.
That's the city.
Definitely out there. Nah, for real.
But you know, we all, when we come home, we had barriers that we had to, you know, to jump over and run through. And ain't no going around them, ain't no going under them, ain't no going over top of them. We had to run through them. So, like one a big barrier that y'all had to, you know, to go through and overcome to get where y'all at.
My barrier, it wasn't financial, because I had some. By the grace of God, I met a female, and she took that issue out of my focus. The most important thing I say is reconnecting with family and knowing who you are. Because you're going to reconnect with people and they're not going to know who you are. They're going to look at you still as the same person as you was. So when you go in, you're not going to be the same person. So you're going to, I always tell my friends, man, let me reintroduce myself to you. Because there's some things, there's some boundaries, there's some things I'm not doing. There's some conversations I'm not having. There's some places I'm not going. It's just some things, I got to go to sleep on a Wednesday night at 9 o'clock because I got to get up. So you just got to reintroduce people to who you are, and you got to stand on who you are out here, because the stigma of society with being a felon will put so much pressure on you and make you think that you can't do it. But you got to look in that mirror when you in that bathroom getting ready in the morning, and you got to talk to yourself. You got to talk to God. You got to talk to yourself, and do not let the psychological warfare. Don't lose it. Continue to fight it. Continue to read, continue to keep that same regiment, what you did in prison, and bring it out here. I guarantee you, I did that for the first year. I worked, I went to the gym, and I went to church. That's all I did for the first year. And I was more successful than some of my counterparts that I ran into. And I just wish that that the men come home, keep that same regiment, and the people around you will also adopt that and follow you. Because they're not going to tell you this. They need you. They not telling you this. They need you. They need you. They need you when you come home.
Yes, they do. They tell you in actions more than they do in words.
Most definitely.
You pay attention. You know, I mean, what you say. I mean, the Bible says, man, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all his righteousness, and all the things be added unto you.
Most definitely.
And you said, looking in the mirror, talking to yourself, talking to God. I mean, look where you at now.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, Snow, you got what was one of your barriers?
Give me Slam. My barriers was this. When I came home and I changed my life, my biggest barrier was opening up my phone and looking at social media and seeing my homies that was doing the same thing, that was still in that life, still in the street, still getting money, doing it. They still on it, they doing it, they in the club every night. You know what I'm saying? They got drip on, they got money, all that. Now, I got 2 trucks making 2 G's a day. You dig what I'm saying? At this time. But I'm sitting at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting in my truck on a job waiting for the loader to load me. And I'm sitting there, boom, looking at my phone. And I'm saying what everybody did last night. You dig what I'm saying? I had to wake up at 4 o'clock this morning, go down to the yard, jump in the truck, boom, beat dudes to the yard and all that. Now, I'm doing the right thing. And I'm making good money. But I'm respecting my money more than I did when I was in the street. I can't go and spend how my man's in them spending. Because
Right.
when you in the street, you disrespect the money. Whether it's consciously or subconsciously, you disrespecting the money because it comes so easily. So my biggest barrier was looking at my phone and seeing people that was in my past life, looking at that. Because, you ain't posting nothing bad. You ain't posting when the feds kick your door in. You dig what I'm saying?
True,
You ain't posting, when the pack ain't hit right, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody lost some boxes or something. So I deleted. I didn't delete social media. I just stopped looking at it for like a whole month and a half. And when I went back on, because I was busy, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I didn't like what I was looking at because it was making me feel like what I was doing wasn't right, you know what I'm saying, or it wasn't enough. So that was a barrier for me. So I stopped looking for like a month. Then when I got back on, everything looked wild to me. Like, dang, I'm even looking at my sister. She gonna hear that. I'm looking at my sister posting. She posting her food on the joint. I'm like, why you posting your food? Because she's a restaurant connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? So she gonna be out eating at all the joints. But my mind was like, all this stuff dumb. I'm saying my mind's them at the strip clubs, and I'm saying dudes getting money, and it was just reconditioning to the new me. So that was the barrier. The barrier was me reconditioning myself to the new me, and not comparing myself to all the people that was the old me. That was hard for me. Looking at my old self and other people, and I just didn't know how to take it. Whether was I missing out on something? I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So that was my barrier. But I got over it quick when them checks started hitting.
That's that discipline.
For sure.
And when you see better, you do better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real. Absolutely.
So look, y'all busy, man. Before I let y'all go, I need a word of wisdom from you, Ron. I need a word of wisdom from you, Nate. And we gonna close it out, man. And we gonna do like we'll start with you, Ron.
But before you go, Ron, I want to tell you that, for one, the spot is immaculate. But for two, we want to give you flowers for even having this platform, and we want to thank you for even having us.
Thank you.
And these are well-needed conversations. The whole world need to hear this. The DMV for sure, but the whole world need to hear our voices. People don't have these conversations. People don't have these this rhetoric. People don't even care about returning citizens. You know what I'm saying? So we want to thank you first and foremost for having us, and we want to congratulate you for even having this, for even thinking about this and doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's big.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that love. You know, we are. I mean, it's hard to forget about those who you've been with in the struggle.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For
I
sure.
mean, I did. You know, I did the time that I did. You know, I did 28 years. You know, here I am. You know, a year later, and you know, shout out to Courtney Stewart.
Ron shied you about 8 years. He said you did 20, Slim. You know what I'm saying? You don't forget about that. He did 28. He did 28.
My fault. That's a good day.
8 years is a lot of time. You gotta give him his whole 28. Don't just give him no 20.
Yeah, no, for real.
Absolutely.
Hey.
And shout out to Stewart too. Shout out to Stewart for sure.
Big Courtney Stewart.
Big Courtney.
Rome, words of wisdom, bro.
So this Ray, man, I want to tell all the young men out there, man, all the young kings, all the young queens, man, listen. Perception is reality. Reality is not reality. So what you see didn't come just from what you seeing. It came from your mind first. So I want you to remember that whatever you perceive is what your reality is.
Definitely want to grow on. Come on, Nate.
If you really want it, you gonna really get it. If you don't, if you want something, then you gonna get it. If you don't get it, you don't really want it. You dig what I'm saying? On top of that, the biggest weapon that any person on earth can have is faith. If you got faith and you put some work behind it, you can do anything. You could do anything if you got some faith. Regardless of your religious preference, you know, have you some faith, put some work behind it. Faith is the biggest tool known to man. It's the best working tool known to man. So if you want it, put some faith behind it. You know, mix it with some discipline and some action, and you could literally do anything you want in the world. And lastly, money can't buy you happiness, but it'll get you so close you down they can't tell the difference.
Ooh, you know, my last name registered. I like that type stuff. You talk that talk right there. I like that. This is the NRC Black Table Talk Podcast, y'all. And we about to sign out, but we're not signing off because there's always work to be done in the community. Boots to the ground. Y'all do good.